Okay, welcome everyone to the opening of the new Corgi Aston Martin DBS from On Her Majesty's Secret Service. This was released, I believe, to tie in with the No Time to Die release, so several of the cars have been released, but obviously with the restrictions it was delayed. So we will open this and have a look at what's inside in due course. But first of all, let's have a bit of history on the models of the car from On Her Majesty's Secret Service. It was an Aston Martin DBS, which Aston Martin released in, I think, 1967. And the first model, well, there weren't actually any models of the car brought out specifically for the movie, but I have it on good authority from the James Bond 007 fan club that this Corgi Junior version here is, I think it says Corgi Junior, was actually modelled on the Aston Martin that George Lazenby drove in On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and it's in blue, obviously, but so it's not quite authentic to the colours in the movie. The boot does open, but I'm not going to because it's a bit fragile. I actually managed to find this on eBay, and I bought this because really there just weren't any models of this car available for us, fans of that film to own. This was literally all it was. Obviously the Aston Martin DB5 from the earlier films was probably more popular as a toy because of the gadgets, whereas this obviously had very few, just the glove box. But I'm very pleased with this little model here. It's a shame. They obviously planned to bring it out to tie in with On Her Majesty's Secret Service, but for reasons unknown, they decided not to. But I'm classing that as the first On Her Majesty's Secret Service DBS. From OHMSS, so yeah, lovely car. There we go. Right, so then we have to move on considerably to we have to wait 30 years for this version to come out. Now this is Corgi again, great. Okay, there we are, Corgi Aston Martin DBS, and it's not. There was an earlier series of cars which I think was called the Definitive Collection, which has some glorious artwork from the movies on the books and on the window here. But unfortunately, they didn't release this car with that series, so it came out a couple of years later as a series here. It does have a poster of the film. There we are, far out, far more. On the back, which was nice, but it would have been great to have the artwork from the earlier version. So anyway, we did lobby Corgi for a long time when we were running a George Lazenby fan site to look, guys, can you please release this from Secret Service, and if you do, we kept telling them, if you do, then you can also use the same mould to do a model of the Aston Martin from the Persuaders as well, which is what they did. Whether it's because they were listening to us or not, I'd like to think it was, but who knows. So yeah, there we are. We also had this as well. This was the Aston Martin from the TV series, The Persuaders. In reality, they weren't quite the same model. I think the one that Roger Moore had in The Persuaders was one in development, I believe, but for a model, it's close enough. And they also did it in that the bizarre but somehow quite attractive yellow colour there. And so even though they released this, and I bought several boxes of this, which I still own, ironically the one that's increased in value the most is this one. And I bought this more out of loyalty to Corgi, even with the little figure of Roger Moore as Brett Sinclair. Lord Brett Sinclair there. I bought this more out of loyalty to Corgi because they had made the effort to release this, and so I thought, well, if you've made the effort, then I'll buy this too. But ironically, this actually is quite rare, which actually is quite a surprise. then we have to move on a bit more to where the magazine collection that came out a while ago. I think it was about 100 cars. I didn't collect all of them, thank goodness. I think, yeah, it's a massive set. This is still sealed in the container here, and it's personally, I think this, when I look at this is probably the most authentic of the models that I've seen to date. There was a mini shomp version that came out as well that looked very similar to this, which I didn't buy. But they've even gone to the detail here of, you can see the gorgeous sort of wire spokes in the wheels there. We have the wing mirrors actually on the bonnet there as well, whereas I think the actual cars that exist, I think they've moved those onto, you know, near where the door is. It might be a bit hard to see, but you can just make out the glove box inside with the gun that was used in the pre-credit sequence. And there's a beach scene there. I think George Lazenby carrying Diana Rigg out of the sea when she attempts to swim out to sea. So yeah, that's a nice model. Never been out of the box. I've just left that sealed, and yes, I have to admit, I was very pleased with this. It's even had the registration as well, GKXHG as well there on the front and the back. Which these ones here, they just went for a generic 007. In fact, I'll see if I can get it out. Let's have a look. Yes, I think it was just, yeah, you can't really see it, but anyway, that's just, yeah, they did a 007 license plate on all of these, which was, yeah, fairly, well, a bit boring, to be quite honest. You know, why they couldn't have gone for the actual license plate was a bit of a disappointment, and yeah, the box is, yeah, obviously not quite as exciting. But anyway, it was a start, and having not had these cars for such a long time, to actually have it released, you know, is great. The colour they've always said is olive green. Now, I don't know. So sometimes I look at the film, and I have actually seen the real one of this, and it's always looked a bit grey to me. But I can kind of, it's probably my eyes and the developers of the film that, you know, that mean that sometimes I see it as grey. But yeah, they're supposedly olive green. Now, we'll open up the new box, and some have asked if I can compare it to the to the V8 that was in the Living Daylights. So we will do that as well. Okay. All right. So let's have a look at the box here. So here it is. It hasn't been opened. So as you can understand, I've got to do all this in one take. I don't have a chance to do it again. So apologies for any errors that may come across on this video. Now, how to get in here. I will do it without damaging the box. Oh my goodness, here we go. There we are, got it. Just get the scissors onto there. There we are, here it is, on Her Majesty's Secret Service. The new version from Corgi in the presentation case here. So I'll open it and we can all see it at the same time. There we are, Aston Martin DBS on the box there. And there she is. There we are, with some writing about the car and the film inside. There we are. We'll just take off this protective lid here. There we are, and there we are. Oh wow, gosh. Now that is, yes, it's clearly the same mould as the one from the early 2000s, early 2000s there, but you can clearly see the colour difference there between the earlier one and this one. This one they've clearly gone for another colour. We'll get it out. Let's have a look. It's tied to the base, which is fair enough. Something has fallen off. I'm not entirely sure what. Anyway, so I'll do that later. I don't think it's anything too serious. Yeah, so that is quite a different colour, a marked colour. The wheels, let's have a look at those. Yeah, the wheels, again, they are plastic, but they are kind of spoke, they have a spoke effect as opposed to that one. But I think you can see there that they've gone for a different, just different colour. Is that authentic to the movie? I'm assuming it probably is more authentic than what we had before. On the back as well, we've gone for the actual license plate here. Yeah, so we've got GKX8G in yellow, as it is on British cars, and on the front as well we have GKX8G there. You can make out the gorgeous Aston Martin logo there. Yeah, it's all looking pretty good, I have to say. There's no glove box inside, which is okay, I can understand that. On the back again as well, if you look on the movie, you will see it has, you can see the DBS there on the back, and also the GB there on that side as well. Okay, so yeah, I have to admit I am quite pleased with that. Now let's compare it to the one from, well, there's actually no time to die, but this is it here. We'll just get this out. Just bear with me a moment. Hang on. Why won't that come out? There, got it. Right. Here we go. Yeah, so that is the one from No Time to Die, the Aston Martin V8. You see, that's a lighter colour, clearly, than this. Yeah, but this is a kind of a much darker, whether I call that green or not, I'm not entirely sure. But again, it could just be my bad eyesight. But yeah, it's clearly quite a different colour from the V8 that was used in the Living Daylights and in No Time to Die. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. I will not take it off the plinth. The moulding is clearly the same as the one from the early 2000s, I believe. I can't see any discernible difference in body shape, other than clearly they've done repainted it, hopefully in a more authentic colour, and put some more details of the car on here instead. So yeah, so that's it. That's the Aston Martin DBS from On Her Majesty's Secret Service. I do think it is a lovely car. As I said, I think I might have said earlier, it is one of the few I've actually seen in person. There was one that was in a museum in the Lake District, which we were fortunate enough to go and have a look at. That was the camera version, where they take out the back of the car and put the camera in, but it was converted back to a Road Aston Martin later. The other version, I believe, it has been in Australia for quite a while now, but that has been brought up to spec and still looks very, very nice. Yeah, so there you are. So if you're thinking of getting it, there you are. Now's your chance. Yeah, I do think it is an improvement on the early one, the one from the 2000s with a bit more details. So there you are, the Aston Martin DBS from On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Thank you very much.